गया और इश्क का दिल में भर गया कोई दिल बेकाबू कर गया और इश्क का दिल में भर गया आंखों में वो लाखों गल्ला कर गया ओए और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए अब दिल चाहे खामोशी के होठों पे मैं लिख दूं प्यारी सी बातें कई ओ कुछ पल मेरे नाम करे वो मैं भी उसके नाम पे लिखूं मुलाकातें कई ओ पहली ही तकनी में बन गई जान पे नैना वैना उसके मेरे दिल पे छपे अब जाऊं कहाँ पे दिल रुका है वहाँ पे जहाँ देख के मुझे वो आगे बढ़ गया और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए हाथों में है उसके या वो बहारों सी है सर्दी की वो धूप के जैसी गर्मी की शाम है पहली फुहारों सी है मेरे प्यार का मौसम भी है लगे मेरी महरम भी है मेरे प्यार का मौसम भी है लगे मेरी महरम भी है जाने क्या क्या दो आँखों में मैं पड़ गया ओए और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए कोई दिल बेकाबू कर गया और इश्क का दिल में भर गया आंखों में वो लाखों गल्ला कर गया ओए और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए और अब मैं तो मर गया ओए शुदाई मुझे कर गया ओए
Welcome to Indian Language Program brought to you by Greater India Radio on Digital 2000 every day of the week. Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Malayalam on Mondays, UIA Program on Tuesdays, Sindhi language on Wednesdays, Telugu on Thursdays, Hindi on Fridays, Punjabi language on Saturdays, and Hindu Council Program on Sundays. For more information about our radio program, please visit our website www.greaterindia.com.au. Today's presenters are Geetha, Gopinath and Sumati Advani, and we welcome you to our program.
Good evening, listeners, and good evening, Sumati ji.
Thank you. I can't believe where the time's gone, and we are back on air again. And I must tell our listeners that we have two really dynamic ladies here with us today, and I'm sure you're going to really enjoy their life experiences, learning from them, and I'm sure that you are waiting to hear who they are. Well, the first one that I'd like to introduce you to is Malti Bhojwani. Malti, welcome to our studio.
Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you, Geetha, for having me here today.
And for just a little bit of background, before I go there, I would also like to welcome Jaya Bendre. Jaya, welcome to our program.
Hi Sue and hi Geetha. It's my
Hello.
pleasure.
Thank you,
so
thank you,
much.
thank you so much for you girls to take the time off to come here today, and I'm sure our listeners are going to greatly benefit from the chat that they're going to listen to. A little bit of background about Malti before we start. Malti is a top life coach and personal development author of a book called Don't Think of a Blue Ball. And Malti she's an experienced, certified, fully trained life coach. Malti was born in Singapore. She's lived in Madrid, Jakarta, and now she's based in Mumbai. And of course, she's spent most of her adult life here in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. So she's very much a Sydney girl. I think a Singapore girl, but in Sydney now. So a blend of Singapore and Sydney, isn't it, Malti?
Exactly, yeah.
And what we'll do is, before we go into too much, how about we first of all talk to Malti and ask her, Malti, why did you go to Mumbai? What was the desire to leave Sydney and go and base yourself in Mumbai?
You know, I'm an Indian girl. I'm a Sindhi girl, but I was born and brought up in Singapore, and then I lived all over the world, including here in Sydney. And I had never ever lived in India. And so my daughter was pretty grown up, and she went to university, and it came to a point where I could actually move and live somewhere else. And I think just the calling to go back to mother,
Yes.
yes,
Yes, I
Like
think
they say, sea change.
sea change, yeah. And even though I've never lived there, it just beckoned, and I'm actually loving it. I love Mumbai.
Yes. I think most people who actually grew up away from India at some time or the other do want to go back and re-identify themselves to get their heritage, to understand their heritage, and to reconnect with their Indian heritage. So I congratulate you on doing that.
Thank you.
And you have now become quite a celebrity in India. She has been receiving outstanding reviews and testimonials from world-renowned thought leaders, speakers, authors. Les Hewitt of The Power of Focus, Bob Urich from Sales Velocity and Your Bottom Line, Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul. And that's quite a recommendation, Malti. I'm very impressed. And also she has appeared on many programs like CNBC, where the reviews have been undertaken of your book. So how about we ask you first, what made you think of writing?
Writing was actually quite incidental. I started life coaching about 13 years ago. And then while I was coaching and training to be a coach, I started to write articles. The first one I wrote actually was called Marriages May End, but Families Are Forever. And that was inspired by my own divorce.
Okay.
And it was all about how even though you choose to divorce, you still are parents of the kids. So the aim of that article was to help people co-parent after divorce.
Right.
That particular article was taken very well, and it was translated into many languages, published in many magazines and on the internet, and that inspired me. And that made me realize that I could write.
Yeah.
And that writing as a form of expression, which is quite private, people can read it in their own time. I realized that was a really good medium for me to spread what I know, what I've learned.
Yeah, so it's really good to be able to, I suppose, verbalize your own experiences and to share it with people, so that it's not something that the lessons that you learned are not just left with you, but there are many in your situation, and it's really commendable that you have decided to write about it. I'm sure it would have been a very good therapy for yourself as well.
Yeah, it was. It was a journey. I started it about three years ago, and then I had written 4 or 5 chapters, and I showed it to a publisher in India, and they loved it. They contracted me, but then I went off and I put the book on the back burner, and I was living the journey of life, and then something brought me back to the book again. But I realized even when I came back that I had grown so much. So
in that time.
Yeah, and now when I go back and read my own book, it feels like I'm reading someone else's book, because I'm learning from my own book as well.
Yeah. How about we go to a song, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more detail about the book and the chapters and how you went about it.
Fabulous. Are you going to play us a Hindi song?
Yes, I think we play all Hindi songs because
Fabulous.
our listeners are all from the Indian community language.
Fabulous.
And I will play one more song. You are listening to Indian Language Program brought to you by Greater India Radio on Digital 2000 every day of the week. Today's program is proudly sponsored by United Indian Associations. And your presenters for today are Geetha Gopinath and Sumati Advani, and the guests in the studio are Malti Bhojwani and Jaya Bendre. Malti, as I was mentioning to you, is an up-and-coming rising author, and she has written another journal, Thankfulness, Appreciation and Gratitude, and she has recently written a book called Don't Think of a Blue Ball. Malti has helped scores of corporates, educational institutes, individuals to better themselves by using her unique coaching techniques. She is a professional certified coach with the ICF, which is an International Coach Federation, and an NLP practitioner. So, Malti ji, once again, welcome to our program. And I would like to ask you a little bit more about your book. What made you call it Don't Think of a Blue Ball?
You know, Sue, if I said to all of you right now, whatever you do, do not think of a blue ball. What's the picture that comes into your mind?
A sky, the beach, someone playing with a ball, or...
You do see a ball, right?
Yeah, we do see a ball.
Right. So this is NLP 101, where you can't not think of something without thinking of it first. So the same thing, like if you go on, if you've heard of people, you know, when they talk about the emergency on a plane, ladies and gentlemen, please do not panic. And what do? You panic.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you say to a child, don't worry, what do? You worry. So there's a chapter in the book which is called Replacing Negativity, because I feel that you can't get rid of negativity in your life. You can't stop thinking about things that are bothering you or things that are not serving you. You have to replace them. So from that, the example I use was, don't think of a blue ball, you will think of a blue ball.
Yep.
Someone who's going through a breakup, and if you tell him, don't think of her, don't think of her, don't think of her, he will think of her. He needs to find something else to think about. So that phrase was used. So when we were, my publisher, who's Om Books International in Delhi, when we were deciding, in fact, the book was ready. 66,000 words were ready, already edited. It was ready to go to print. We even had a cover, which is a beautiful hot air balloon, but we didn't have a title. So we were like, my publisher, his name is Ajay Mago from Om Books, and he's like, Malti, kuch acha sa title chahiye, kuch chicken soup jaisa title chahiye. And he kept, pushing me for an interesting title. So we just brainstormed and we picked this line from that chapter.
I think the word blue also in Australia particularly is synonymous with depression.
Yeah.
And I think when you say I'm feeling blue and, beyond blue organizations, etc.
Yeah.
That's
So they are all organizations that help us to deal with life's experiences.
That's right. Yeah.
So would you like to take us a little bit into the chapters and tell us how your book is structured and what it's intended to do?
Yeah, I would love to. So there are 12 chapters in the book. And chapter 1 is called Ending Your Life as You Know It. And ironically, chapter 12 is called The Beginning of the Rest of Your Life.
So it's back to front.
Back to front.
Okay.
So the first chapter deals with what you don't want. So how you don't think of the blue ball. So what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
So you think about the stuff. That's the first time and the only time we get you to look at what you don't want, because that's the best way to figure out what you want. Someone who doesn't want to be fat wants to be slim. Someone who doesn't want to be in debt wants to be wealthy and abundant. Someone who doesn't want to be lonely wants to be in a relationship. Somebody, you get what I mean. So that's the first chapter. And then it goes through, I won't spoil your fun, but it goes from that chapter, it moves on to plugging in. And plugging in is what I call a sense of spirituality, of centering yourself, of finding your own axis and connecting either to universe, higher self, inner self, God, whatever you want to call it. So I believe that you have to plug in order to be able to achieve your goals and make your dreams come true. And then the rest of the chapters are making it public, which is declaration. If you want something, you need to declare it. And then there's a chapter on moving forward. And in order to move forward, you have to let go.
Yep.
So there's a chapter called Letting Go, which was actually inspired by a lot of my own challenges. So I was... I was divorced when I was pretty young. I was only 26, 27.
That's very early in life. Yes.
But life doesn't end there. So you got to move on. You have to let go.
Yep.
And in the course of my life, I'm 41 now, and yeah, there was a painful breakup recently, and I realized that I couldn't move forward unless I let go.
Yes.
And apart from relationships, even failed failed businesses, or there's so many things in life that we have to let go of. And if we're going to beat ourselves up about them, and if we're not going to forgive others or forgive ourselves, there's no way we can move forward.
That's very true.
Such a positive thought, isn't it? Yeah.
So there's a chapter called Letting Go, and in India, whoever's reviewed the book has actually really related with that chapter, because I do share a lot of my own experiences in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it gets a bit lighter. It moves on to coincidences and synchronicity, and it moves on to love, manifesting love. And then my favorite chapter is gratitude, because I feel that without being grateful for what we already have in our lives, there's no possibility to have any more.
Yes.
So
I think very often people forget how lucky we are.
Yeah.
And there's always so many people who are so much worse off, but we're so caught up in our own woes.
Yeah.
We don't tend to appreciate what we have.
Exactly. And also, like, a lot of us talk about gratitude like it's just a concept, but then what I intend for people to do, or like I forgot to mention that every chapter ends with an exercise.
Okay.
So from my coaching experience and training, there's a lot of exercises that I get my clients to do, and I wanted this to be accessible to any reader,
Yes.
so that they could have full access to it, because you can read a book and then just forget about it, put it back on the shelf. I mean, how many self-help books have I read?
Yes.
How many have we all read? But in order to actually make a change in your life, you need to practice. You need to
Yes.
have some habits. So every chapter ends with a practice. And with gratitude, I believe that we need to express gratitude. So take stock of things that happened during the day that actually touched your life. Like tonight when I go home, in my gratitude journal, I'm going to write, I'm so grateful and thankful for being here. Thank you to you, Sumati and Geetha, and lovely to see you again, Jaya. But, it's just being able to remember what was wonderful about today and take your body, emotion, and language back there to that space of gratitude. And from gratitude, you can have more.
I think it's wonderful that you haven't just written words and words and words that people read and say, oh yeah, I've heard this before. But you're giving them a self-learning tool. It's a tool that they can use in the privacy of their own home at their own time, and try and work through chapter by chapter and progress through the 12 stages, if I might say that.
That's exactly right. The whole intention was to give people something they could use practically.
I think along with your journal, can you tell us a little bit about that journal? Because I think that would be a very good accompaniment to the book, wouldn't it?
It is. In fact, I started writing the book first, but then when I was writing the chapter on gratitude, I told my publishers that I think a journal would be a great idea, because I myself always wrote in one.
Yep.
So this journal is actually quite a beautiful thing, because it's blank pages, dated from January to December, but it's perpetual. You can use it any year.
Mm-hmm.
So every year you just get yourself a new journal and write in it. So each double page spread is 1 week, and each of them has a beautiful quote on gratitude, and I've written the foreword, which is about 9 or 10 pages on how to use it.
Right.
So what I do is every single night, no matter how tired I am, even if I've been out for dinner and had some wine that night, I will still come home, find my pen, and even if I just write one person's name that I'm grateful to that day, I do it.
I think that's very good discipline to put in. I think a lot of people use diaries. I know I'm very lazy myself, but I think it's a wonderful discipline.
Yeah. See, it's just generating a positive attitude as well. While you are putting down somebody's name, just the thought of positive thought and positive energy in your mind, will lead you to more, positive attitude.
Yeah. And I know some people like that. The journal has been out for 2 years now. It came out before the book because it was so easy to create.
Yep.
It came out in 2011, and I got a lot of reviews on it. And some people write in the morning. I personally write at night, and I feel it's just a wonderful way to end my day and
Take stock of what's happened.
Yeah, and in gratitude. So you don't give yourself a chance to complain about anything, because I think the opposite of gratitude is complaining.
Yeah.
And I believe you're either here or there. Either you're complaining or you're grateful. There's no halfway.
Yeah. That's very nice to know that, because I think people think that by whinging, let us get it out, off our chest. But I think whinging is a negative energy, and I think being thankful and grateful is positive energy.
Yeah.
So it's good to end the day with a positive
With
energy.
Yeah.
And thanks,
So-
Malti, for the book. I'm just waiting to go home and read your book.
Oh, thank you, Jaya.
Yes, me too. And how can people get this book, especially in Sydney?
Okay, so in Sydney, I've been really lucky, actually, thanks to you. You've been really a blessing. Thank you, Sue. In Sydney, it's available at Dimmocks, in Bondi Junction, and in Broadway. In fact, this Saturday, which is the 15th of December, I'll be there in the Broadway Dimmocks store, signing and promoting the book. I'll be there all day from about 11 to 5. We had a really good response at Bondi Junction on Sunday. Where people came in, talked to me about the book personally, and I'd sign it for them. So it's available in Dimmocks, and it's also available at oo.com.au, the online store.
Yep.
I used to work for them, so they're supporting me in selling the book as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. And we will, of course, for our listeners, for your benefit, we will put all this information on the Greater India Facebook website and on our website as well, so that you can access it. But please make it a point to go and meet Malti in person at the Broadway store at Dimmocks from 11 to 5?
Yeah, this coming Saturday the
This
15th.
Saturday the 15th.
And if I may, I also use social media a lot. So on Facebook, it's Malti Bhojwani. On YouTube, I have my own YouTube channel with about 50 videos. It's Malti Bhojwani. And Twitter, it's Malti Bhojwani.
That's very good. We're going to put all this information in for you, and I would really encourage all of you to access all the social media, because you will learn a lot. A radio program is not sufficient time for us to take you through it. You also hold a lot of workshops, I know, in India and overseas.
Yep.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. The workshops lately have been one-day intensives. I'm building the program up to be a 2.5 day. So right now they start, so it's a 1 day, I do it once a month, and I usually hold it in a hotel in Bombay, and a lot of people fly in from all over India to attend the workshops. A lot of corporates send their employees, and individuals sign up as well. The point of the workshop is, again, it takes the learnings of the book, but puts it in an experiential atmosphere. Because when you're there with lots of people, about 40, 50 people in a small room, you interact and you get to see how you're behaving and who you are in the world, and you get to see it in a small room where you're guided, and it's really lots of fun and can be very, very revealing. So what I like to say most about the workshops is that they are revealing. You get to see who you are and how you're being, and you learn to fine-tune that.
In the context of everybody else.
In the context of everyone else, and in the context of, are you being who you need to be in order to have what you want?
To get where you want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I know that you've come on a very short trip this time, and I'm really, really thankful that you have found the time to come to our studio. And I do hope that you will come back again, and we will hold a workshop so that our listeners can actually participate in the workshop. So listeners, don't miss out. Get the book. It's available at Dimmocks. Everyone knows Dimmocks. Dimmocks is at Broadway as well as Bondi Junction. The books are available, and we will also let you know how else you can obtain these books, maybe over the internet. And Malti ji, if you can tell everyone again your website details, that would be very useful.
It's www.maltibojwani.com. That's quite easy. It's BHOJWANI.
Thank you. Let's go to a song.
अजकान की फरमाइश बिल्लू मुन्नी और शम्स की रामपुर मेरठ और इटावा से। संगीत है सोहेल सेन का, बोल है डॉक्टर इरशाद कामिल के। पेश करते हैं हर आशिक के दिल को कुरेदने वाला गाना, कैसा ये इश्क है, अजब सा रिस्क है।
कोई बोले दरिया है, कैसा कैसा है इश्क, कोई माने सहरा है, कैसा कैसा है इश्क, कोई बोले दरिया है, कैसा कैसा है इश्क, कोई माने सहरा है, कैसा कैसा है इश्क, कोई सोने सा तोले रे, कोई माटी सा बोले रे, कोई बोले के चांदी का है छुरा, होता ऐसे ये मौके पे रोका जाए ना रोके ले जो भी चाहे, करा ले बदले ये दिलों के फैसले। मन का मौजी इश्क तो जी अलबेली सी राहों पे ले चले। मुश्किलों में ये डाले जो भी चाहे, करा ले बदले ये दिलों के फैसले। मन का मौजी इश्क तो जी अलबेली सी राहों पे ले चले। कोई पीछे ना आगे है फिर भी जाने क्यों भागे है, मारा इसके का दिल मेरा। इसके उसके ये हिस्से में, तेरे मेरे ये किस्से में, मौला सीखे बिन दे सीखा। कैसा ये इश्क है, अजब सा रिस्क है। कैसा ये इश्क है, अजब सा रिस्क है। गा 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 मा गा, गा 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 मा गा, गा 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 मा गा रे गा रे। नैना लागे तो जागे बिना डोरी या धागे बांधते हैं दो नैना ख्वाब से। ना आता हो ना पता हो, कोरे नैनों में कोई याब से। नैना लागे तो जागे बिना डोरी या धागे बांधते हैं दो नैना ख्वाब से। ना आता हो ना पता हो, कोरे नैनों में कोई याब से। इसका उसका ना इसका है, जाने कितना है किसका है, कैसी भाषा में है लिखा। इसके उसके ये हिस्से में, तेरे मेरे ये किस्से में, मौला सीखे बिन दे सीखा। कैसा ये इश्क है, अजब सा रिस्क है। कैसा ये इश्क है, अजब सा रिस्क है।
You are listening to Indian language program brought to you by Greater India Radio on digital 2000 every day of the week. Today's program is brought to you by United Indian Associations, and your presenters for today are Geetha Gopinath and Sumati Advani. And we have, like I said, two dynamic ladies. We've just listened to one, and that was Malti Bhojwani. And now Geetha ji will introduce you to Jaya Shamkant.
Good evening, listeners. We have with us today a very dynamic lady, Jaya Bendre, and she is a cosmetologist by profession and a beauty therapist. She has specialized in skin treatments and facials, and she has worked in the US, UAE, and now she is in Sydney, Australia. Good evening, Jaya ji, and welcome to our show.
It's been it's a pleasure.
May I first of all ask you, what was it that motivated you to come to the beauty industry? Is it your passion or childhood dream, or what was it that brought you to?
I think it was my dream. Always I was fascinated towards cosmetics, creams, moisturizers, and always used to try, basically, instead of cooking some what you call dishes, like your dal or something, I always used to make creams instead of and I think it was always my passion to make cosmetics.
That's very interesting. Like when so many women are in the kitchen trying out new recipes like Mysore pak or burfi or something, you were trying to make cosmetics. And did you always use, because I understand that your products are all natural products, and did you always use natural products from your garden or somewhere like that when you just started off? Or?
Back home, I was trying all sorts of, going through the recipes, and that time we had no internet or anything. Now you can Google and get so many things.
Of course, yeah.
But I used to go read books, or and that's how I used to try. But now, yes, of course, when I came to Australia, the sea minerals, Australia is so rich in sea minerals, that attracted me. And my products are basically Australian sea mineral products. It's all natural. No chemicals, no preservatives as well. There is no preservatives. I use all natural sea mineral preservatives.
That's very good, because when there's so much chemical products floating around in the market, and you get all these skin blemishes and so many adverse effects from using all these chemical based products, it's so good to have someone producing a product which is from what is produced from our earth and from our seas, which is really very good. And how hard it is for you to sort of, is it easy or is it hard for you to get those products and get those raw materials actually?
That's why I chose Australia. It's easy, accessible to get. I didn't chose to Ayurvedic or something, because I knew that it was, it would have been harder as a quarantine, and so many things rules Australia to get it from overseas, from India. So I chose Australian sea minerals, which is easily accessible, and I do get raw materials from local sources.
Do you make this product at home, or how do you manufacture it?
Initially, I started in my garage.
Oh, that's good.
And now, since I'm giving it to a lot of companies, I have taken a place near my home.
Yeah.
And it's on hourly basis.
Yeah.
I pay rent, and I don't use the laboratory because I don't make chemical products.
Yes.
So I just use the utensils, the double boilers, the machines. So
you hire off the
place,
the
just
place and
recently,
the
when I started giving to companies,
Yeah.
they're outsourcing from me.
Okay.
So that's how. Otherwise, earlier I had set up in my garage.
Yep.
But then when you're giving to companies, there are a lot of rules. No, the atmosphere has to be pet-free, smoke-free. Whereas I have a dog, my husband smokes, so
Yes.
it's not.
I think it's good to get away from the house so you can concentrate on what you're doing without
yes,
getting distracted
exactly.
as well.
That's what.
And
So where did you start? Did you have a salon, or where did you actually start in Sydney?
I had a place in Bondi.
Yeah.
Bhojwani, my very good friend, introduced me
Yep.
to the place, and I started doing facials with my own products, and people started buying my products. They started loving the results, what was coming out, and that's how it just encouraged me. I said, why not sell my products?
Yes.
So I was selling among friends, among whoever used to, my clients used to come for facials, and that's how I started.
So word of mouth.
Word of mouth, exactly.
Yes.
And there was a Italian lady whose brother had a skincare company in Melbourne. So she said, why don't you go? Your products are so good. I'm not using his products, but I'm using your product because it's natural. So why don't you go and meet him?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how my journey started, like giving it to companies.
Okay.
And
so is your product sold all over Australia and worldwide?
I don't have a store yet. Hopefully next year I'll be having my own website, and but yes, you can go to Sumo Health and www.sumohealthandharmony.com, and you can see my products, but it's not online yet. So hopefully next year I might have a store.
Yeah, so I think our listeners are very lucky that they're getting in early with the information, and they can start, enjoying the products.
Only thing the unique in my products is my ocean scrub, which has actual crushed pearls and coral extract with other ingredients like sea minerals and sea kelp, which is really, really good for your skin, and people are loving my scrub.
So you are the local Shehnaz Hussain.
Thank you for that. But it's a long way to go.
Yes.
To get. But anyway, thanks, Sue. I also sell in Paddington Market on Saturdays.
Okay.
So you can get my products.
in the market.
That's
There's
good
a
to know.
store.
That's good to know.
Yes,
Very
in
easily
Paddington
accessible
Market,
for people.
yes.
Paddington Market, and yeah, that's good to know. So, can you please repeat for us again where we can get these products for our listeners? So, please.
It's at right now. It's not. You can get it in Paddington Market, but otherwise you can go to www.sumohealth.com.au.
So it's Sumo Health, SUMO.
SUMO.
And we will
yes.
put this again on our website for our listeners so that they will be able to
It
access
belongs
it.
to one of my great friend who's a nutritionist, Mogesri Pather.
Yep.
And she owns the company. She herself is a great nutritionist.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's good. That's good. Thank you very much,
you-
Jaya ji, and
It's
you're
been my
producing a
pleasure.
great product, which is very, very useful for the entire women population, and of course, it can be used by everyone, isn't it?
Oh yes,
So,
yes. It's
yeah.
for all age, for all skin,
yeah.
for all skin types. Yes.
What
So-
are the other products that you have, Jayaji?
I have a cleanser, rich night cream, which is actually with saffron and mango butter. I have a day cream, which is I'm giving it to West Mid Hospital.
Yep.
And it has a natural sunblock SPF 15, which
Yep.
is first time I have introduced using sea buckthorn berry. Sea buckthorn berry has a natural sun filter, and then I have ocean scrub, then a gold ocean mask,
Yep.
and I've just introduced face wash, ocean face wash with Kakadu plum. Kakadu plum has natural soap. So we have not used, so you're talking about zero alkaline. There's no artificial soap used. So, and it does, comes like a foam. I put it in a bottle which is foam. You have a foam pump.
Yep.
And you just use it as a soap. It's natural. And people are loving it. People are saying their acne have disappeared. And people are saying their freckles have lightened. So it's been really a very big hit so far, my ocean face wash.
So you must be doing a lot of research on these.
Oh yes,
on these.
yes. It's been tested. That's why the companies are going for it. Otherwise,
There is
when you say something and you're not using it, so it's God has been merciful so far, and I really, as Malti said, gratitude.
I've
It's,
used-
I've
I've used your products. I've experienced your fabulous facials, and I've used your products, and I love them. I love the way they smell,
thank
and I love the
you.
texture. I think you did mention one of them that maybe that was a multi special, but you know which
Yes,
one, which I
yes,
love,
yes.
and of course the scrub. I've
Yeah,
loved
I
it.
do make specialized,
Thank you.
creams as well.
To suit a particular.
particular
do you?
skin.
Okay,
I do
that's-
make,
that's
yes,
good.
I do
Okay.
make. That's why I was dreaming of having a small place where you come, how you had like a pharmacy, you go and get your prescribed
Yeah.
medicine. I was thinking, okay, just check the skin and make straight away in half an hour's time and give. Hopefully one day.
Yes, I think
I'm sure you should have a dream. Yeah,
I think
it
you
will-
are a
yeah.
prime example, Jaya, of a home industry that is starting to flower, to come out and to grow. And I definitely wish you all the very best. And like I said, our listeners, this is the Shehnaz Hussain from Sydney. And we will be seeing a lot more of our products in the markets, not supermarket, but specialized pharmacy, Jaya Bendre Pharmacy.
Thank you so much. You really motivated me. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
Jaya ji.
Thanks,
Let's-
Geetha. Thank you so much.
Let's go to a song.
कुछ खास है कुछ पास है कुछ अजनबी एहसास है कुछ दूरियां नजदीकियां कुछ हंस पड़ी तन्हाइयां क्या ये खुमार है या एतबार है, शायद ये प्यार है शायद, क्या ये बहार है या इंतजार है, शायद ये प्यार है शायद।
कुछ खास है कुछ पास है, कुछ अजनबी एहसास है, कुछ दूरियां नजदीकियां, कुछ खस पड़ी तन्हाइयां। क्या ये खुमार है या एतबार है, शायद ये प्यार है शायद, क्या ये बहार है या इंतजार है, शायद ये प्यार है शायद।
कुछ साज है जागे से जो थे सोए, अल्फाज है चुप से नशे में खोए।
नजर ही समझे ये गुफ्तगू सारी, कोई आरज़ू है अंगड़ाई प्यारी।
क्या ये खुमार है या एतबार है, शायद ये प्यार है शायद।
ना इनकार है ना इकरार है, शायद ये प्यार है शायद।
कहना ही क्या मेरा दखल ना कोई, दिल को दिखा दिल की शक्ल का कोई।
दिल से थी मेरी एक शर्त ये ऐसी, लगे जीत से मुझको ये हार है कैसी।
पुकार है बेकरार है,
शायद ये प्यार है शायद।
तू सवार है ना इख्तियार है, शायद ये प्यार है शायद, प्यार है शायद।
कुछ
You are listening to Indian Community Language Program brought to you by Greater India Radio on digital 2000 every day of the week. Today's program is brought to you by United Indian Associations and it is available to you on Tuesdays between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. For more information, please visit our website www.greaterindia.com.au. I would like to tell our listeners today about the forthcoming programs that United Indian Association is going to be bringing to you. The first one is the 18th of January 2013. There is an annual dinner and awards night. This annual dinner and awards night celebrates the joint Australia Day and Indian Republic Day. As you know, 26th of January is a joint day that we as Australian Indians get to celebrate. And we will be holding a dinner at the Bowman Hall, Campbell Street, Blacktown, 2148. And it's between 6:30 p.m. and we will be starting very much on time. For tickets, please email team.uia@gmail.com and visit our website www.uia.org.au. The important thing at this function that we do every year is to recognize the high achievers at the HSC. As you know, on the 16th of December, the HSC results will be out, and the kids who have done so hard work all through the year, we would like to recognize their achievements and to say thanks to them and to make them feel good about their achievements, because really the Indian kids, the Australian Indian kids, have been doing very well and have been lifting the whole profile of the community. So do let us know if you have, if you know of someone who has achieved more than 90% ATAR, because we have to have a cutoff. 90% ATAR, if you can let us know about the person, we would love to honor them at this event. So once again, our website is www.uia.org.au, and the date that we are going to have the function is 18th of January 2013. So please approach your association and through them give us your nominations for these awards. The second event that I would like to let you know about is the 20th of January. The United Indian Associations, in association with Parramatta District Cricket Club, is presenting an inaugural Summer Cricket Day. This cricket game will be between the UIA cricket team and the New South Wales parliamentarians. Now that's a first. That's real first.
That will be very interesting.
I think it'll give you a chance this time to try and meet them in person and to show them how good the Indian cricket team is here as well, and enjoy with the parliamentarians and break the ice and get to know them personally. I think it's a wonderful time, and we have Cricket New South Wales, who are supporting us a lot in this. They have a coaching clinic for boys and girls that start from 9 a.m. to 10, and registration unfortunately has already happened. I'm sure you would have picked that up, but we do come to attend. The game will be held at the Parramatta District Cricket Club, Old Kings Oval, and again, please go to the UIA website and you will get more information. Unfortunately, time is short and we are getting away from this. I just wanted to also touch base on a very quick topic, and tomorrow is the 12th of the 12th of the 12th. And the whole world is wondering, how do we celebrate 12th of the 12th of the 12th? It is a very significant date, and I can tell you it definitely won't come back in my lifetime. So 12th of the 12th, because when you have a date like this, like we had the 10th of the 11th and the 12th, 10, 11, 12, the first thing that people do is choose that date for weddings. Because, people who believe in numerology, they always think about the numbers game, and they want to start their life in the perfect way. And some people have waited 2 years to marry their true love on the perfect date of 12th of the 12th of 12th. And, they believe that it brings them a long marriage, and it'll definitely make them easier to remember the anniversary. 12th of the 12th. You can't go wrong. The New South Wales Registry of Births, Deaths and Marriages is expecting more than 1,000 couples to wed across the state. So it's going to be a very important date, 12th of the 12th. And just like we had the Y2K, we have, again, a little bit of a fear that the computers may not recognize 12th of the 12th. So, there is a little doubt, and so make sure that you save all your important USBs. There's also some people who think that the world is about to come to an end, and they are very worried about the 12th of the 12th and the 21st of the 12th. You must have heard about it. Well, there is an organization called Shiv Yog Australia, and they are holding a Shiva at Sydney Baha'i Centre, 107 Derby Street, Silverwater. It's on the Saturday, 15th of December. And you have to register to go there. It is a free function, but you need to register. So once again, please do go onto their website, which is www.shivyogaustralia.com, and do join the Shiva. It is a Durga Shaptashati mantra, and this, when you all combine and I'm sure invoke the goddess Durga, I'm sure that whatever ill that is going to is foreseen on this date will be deflected away. So again, the contacts for this numbers is 0411 567777, 0402 410 283. And please go to their website, like I said, www.shivyogaustralia.com. I'd also like to thank Malti ji. Thank you for coming. And I believe you are going to be on TVS Australia. And you have people will get a chance to see you in person as well. So those who have not been able to go out to see you at Dimmocks next Saturday will have an opportunity to see you on TV. And again, we will put those details on the website.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. And thank you, Jaya ji.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. And Geetha ji, as usual, always a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you, Sumati ji, and thank you very much, Jaya, Bendre, and
Thank you so much for
Malti,
giving me this
Bhojwani ji.
opportunity.
You're most welcome. It was a pleasure to have you both. Thank you, Sumati.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, मैं क्या Buckingham Palace to South Hall to Chandigarh to Ludhiana, everybody is falling in love. मक्खी दी रोटी ते सरसों दा साग गाने लगे है राग I love you, 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 I love you. ला पूछो एक बार कहीं दिल